Hi everybody, Dan Illman, Mike Beer, the DRF.com Formulator Race of the Day for Thursday, February the 16th. Race number 7 at Aqueduct. We're going 1 mile and 70 yards on the inner dirt. It's an optional claiming race, and as we take a look at the field, I want to remind everybody to head on over to the Race of the Day event page on DRF.com, download those free Formulator past performances, and handicap along with us in post-position order. The number 1 is Camille Claudel. Camille Claudel is dropping out of a couple of stakes races. She's got some back figures that indicate she can certainly compete in a race like this. How comfortable are you with her at this distance?
I don't think the distance is supposed to be that much of a problem for her. I think she's proven in the past that she can go at least this far. I thought she was really interested in here. I think she's getting the right kind of class relief. She's got a great post on the inside with Carmouche. I think she's going in this race, and if she doesn't just go right to the lead and try and make the pace, I think she's going to land a pretty nice trip in this race. I think she's a real contender in here.
Carmouche is a very aggressive rider, Mike. Got the inside post. Here's our Timeform US pace projector, and voila, they have the number 1 Camille Claudel right out there on the early lead, and she can get very dangerous if they give her a breather early.
Yeah, she's one of the ones that I didn't think there were that many horses who I could just totally eliminate in this race. Spa Town Parade, the 5 will get to her. She's a little tough to make in this race. I think everybody else is pretty much open in here. She's certainly one of those.
She really fits. She drops in class. Disco Chick, the runner-up in that stakes race, came back. She ran a really nice second in the Interborough up in New York with an 88 Beyer speed figure. Much improved for Disco Chick. Camille Claudel, again, this is basically a non-winners of 2 other than optional claimer. She has passed the non-winners of 3 barrier. The 2 is Chorus Line, who was stakes placed in her most recent effort, although no match for the runaway favored winner, Wonder Gal. The time before that, she popped an 87 Beyer speed figure the first time on the stretch out. And while she had an easy early lead, I think you can make the argument. She repeats that race, she wins.
She probably does. I mean, and a lot of Save the Ladies handicap, which she was never going to win, and she was a distant second in there. She's basically a triple fig in this race. A couple of 87. She ran an 86 when she broke her maiden by the length of the stretch for Mott. I mean, one of those figures is supposed to make her really tough in here. Dan, listen, I don't know how good I really think she is, and I don't know how short a price I really want to take on her in this race. When she did win stretching out 2 starts back, for whatever it's worth, and I think she beat a decent horse in Annie Rocks. I mean, she just walked on the lead in that race. She is not walking on the lead in here. I think it's going to be a lot tougher for her. That being said, I think she could win.
And number 3 is True History, who won first time out for a very live barn most recently on January the 20th. She couldn't have really asked for a better trip. Rajiv just put her right in behind the favored winner. They were going extremely slow. That favored winner looked like she got the jump on these horses turning into the stretch. You got to give True History credit that even with the good trip, she dug down and she got that horse late along the rail.
I definitely agree with that. You know, she had such a nice trip in that race, but it's not like Lion Esperada, the horse she had to run down, didn't just have an easier trip. I don't know where Lion Esperada is in her form right now, although she was a Rudy Claim in that race. I don't know. I gave her some credit for running that horse down. I thought she ran well. She had such a perfect trip in that race. It made me not just want to go right back to her. I was also a little turned off. I don't know if we have formulator facts for this race, but just looking up Ray Handley, he does a really, really good job over the past 5 years with last out winners. He's 1 for 19. So he doesn't get him to come back to repeat those efforts, but if she repeats that effort, I think she can win. I think she's in really good form.
Number 4 is Family of Roses. This is a New York bred who has hit the board in her last 2 races against non-winners of 1 other than company. You can make the argument that these are tougher.
Yeah, she's a good horse. She runs every single time. I still kind of prefer her going a little shorter and just making 1 run from off the pace. I don't know how that would play in this race. I don't know what she was doing on the lead last time.
The 5 Spa Town Parade showed brief speed in her last 2 races, beaten for 25, but in against the boys that race. The time before that, though, no match for True History, no match for Oasis at Midnight. She's 0 for 19 lifetime on the inner.
Right. She's pulled off a couple of big upsets in her day, and this would be another big upset if she wins.
Oasis at Midnight's got a little bit of back class. The problem is she has not won a race since December of 2014. I think a lot of folks might look at that most recent race as that True History saved ground in behind a very easy pace. La Inesperada was setting the pace down towards the inside, a very slow pace. Oasis at Midnight tried to get into it on the outside. It might have been compromised by pace and ground loss.
I think she was. I mean, I feel like if you're just gonna go strictly off trips in that last race, the way the race set up and the run she had to try to make, she's probably the one that you want. But once you get that part of the handicapping out of the way, then you got to start going through her races, and it's a long time till you get to her last win. She's in pretty good form, and she's another one she runs every time, but I don't know, what price can she be in this race, and what price do you want to take for the horse who hasn't won a race in over 2 years?
She's 5-1 on the morning line. That's no great shakes. 9 seconds, 5/3 from 42 lifetime starts, only 4 wins, and we're coming on 3 years since her most recent win. Todd Pletcher has the 7. That is Katsadiva, a horse stretching out for the first time. She's by-tailed the cat, and she's been a little bit of a disappointment.
Right. Maybe she'll stretch out effectively. Maybe she'll use her speed to her advantage in this race. Maybe everything will just work out perfectly for her in here. But she's a horse I just don't want in this race. Her races overall just aren't that good. I don't see any reason why she'll be better stretching out. Maybe she will be, but I don't see any reason why she will be. And she's 4-1 on the line.
Yeah, because of the Pletcher factor, she might simply be overbet in that spot. The runner-up of the most recent race came back to run 3rd in the ladies behind Chorus Line. The 8 is She's Incredible. And as we take a look at our top selections for our DRF.com formulator race of the day, you're going with She's Incredible. Last 2 dirt routes have resulted in wins.
Yeah, there are only 2 times they routed on dirt. She won both times. I just thought that she ran well. Obviously, if you're just going to go strictly off figure, she's going to have to improve off the 79 that she got when she won that restricted stake last October. But we already talked about all the shorter prices in this race. It's just little things I don't like about them necessarily. I don't really want a short price in this race. I like her last 2 dirt rounds. I like all of her dirt races, basically. But when she won the mile race last October, she came running through the turn. She took it to the 2 favorites on the lead in that race, buried both of those horses and won easily. And I thought she ran better than the 72 makes it look last time. That was a long run she had to put in all the way up the backstretch and around the turn. She kept it going. She overtook the favorite again in the stretch and won. I think she may be a little better than she looks. She'll be a price in a wide open kind of race. I'm going to bet her.
12-1 on the morning line for the 8. She's Incredible, taking a little bit of a step up in class, but it looks like she's in good form, and Bruce Brown's been sending out some live horses. We talked a little bit about True History. Like you, I'm usually very reluctant to play perfect trick horses coming back. She's 4-1 on the morning line, which is no great shakes. I think she can get another good trip in here. I think as the Timeform US Pace Projector projects, the 1 and the 2 are going to go out there. Maybe Rajiv can get True History into another nice spot, either saving ground behind the leaders or in that 3-path tracking. Either way, it should be a good spot. She's in good form, and she really does try to beat you in the stretch. I went 3-2-6. Mike's going with the 8. She's Incredible. If you are playing the Wednesday Big A card from home, $300 sign-up bonus waiting for you at drf.com/trifecta. Join DRF Bets for a huge bonus. Approximate post time for race number 7 at Aqueduct on Wednesday. Your formulator race of the day is 3:50 Eastern. Best of luck.